Hello everyone, Toby here. Welcome back to the Football Collectibles channel. And we're back again with another Panini Adrenalyn XL Plus video for you guys today. A little bit different. I'm going to be using the cards to determine my Premier League team of the season. Pretty much every star, every player that's had a great season featured in the Plus collection. So I thought, do you know what I would do? I would create a short list for each position of players using the cards and then use that to determine which players I thought were the best in their position to create the Premier League team of the season for the 22-23 season. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So here we are then, we're in the video here. And if you've enjoyed seeing a Premier League Adrenalyn XL Plus on the channel this year, you know what to do. Smash that like button. There's still going to be a few more videos to come your way on this collection if you enter the final weeks of the season. And of course, if you're new to the Football Collectibles channel and you like seeing Adrenalyn XL openings, subscribe, because that way you will never miss a Football Collectibles upload. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video then. And we're going to kick things off in goal. You know, most people pick their goalies first when doing their fantasy teams and stuff. So we're going to pick our goalie first of all for this. And we're going to show you the 4 nominees for this position that we've come up with. Goalie is a really difficult position. There's lots of goalkeepers that have had good seasons. But there's 4 nominees for this position. So different positions, you're going to have different numbers of nominees. So we're going to be playing a 4-3-3. So midfield, there's going to be like 9 nominees, for example. I've got 9 nominees for that 3 centre midfield berths. Fullbacks, I think I've got between 3 and 4 nominees. Centre-back 6, striker 4, and the wings, I think 3 or 4 on each wing as well. So you get the idea. We'll be narrowing it down as we go. But we've got Nick Pope here of Newcastle's Ultimate Safe Hands card. He is one of the nominees I've come up with for this. I think Nick Pope has been really good for Newcastle this season. Huge signing that Eddie Howe made in the summer, and he's come in and well and truly delivered. And Newcastle, you know, find themselves in that Champions League battle for a reason. I think he's a big part of it. I really do. He's just been superb. He really has. A little blip in that game against Liverpool where he got himself sent off, but you know, not a bad season at all. Then gone for the Man City man, Ederson. I think he probably doesn't get the recognition he deserves, really, Ederson. Another great season. I think the biggest compliment I can pay him is that probably people don't talk about him because he just does his job. He's just had a really good season, central to the way they play, playing out from the back, so good with his feet. Yeah, he has had a very good season with that Man City defence, been one of the defences that considered the fewest in the league. Then got Alisson for Liverpool. I mean, Liverpool have had a pretty dreadful season by their own standards the last couple of years, but this man has definitely been, you know, pretty good this season once again, kind of a similar level to previous seasons. Again, he's kind of fundamental to the way that they play. He's just a very good goalkeeper, and you know, I think despite a bad season, Liverpool have been, you know, he's been very good for Liverpool. And then also here we have got Aaron Ramsdale, his signature card here, and the Arsenal man has had a superb season. I think at least he has managed to save Arsenal probably 5 or 6 points this season with some of the saves he has made. He's been superb. That draw at Anfield in particular recently, he was incredible. You know, he has had a super duper season, and I don't think he's really put a foot wrong. I think for me, probably the top 2 were him and Nick Pope, and I think Pope just blotted his copybook with that, you know, that kind of late sending, or that early sending off against Liverpool. Probably not too much of an impact on that game. Newcastle didn't really look at the races that day, but it did impact their Carabao Cup final, and he's probably had 1 or 2 shaky moments as well along the way, Nick Pope. But I think I'm going to go with Ramsdale. Probably my Arsenal bias shining through there, but Ramsdale is getting the slot in goal, and those 3 miss out. We're going to move on now to right back. I've got 3 nominees here. Got Joel Veltman of Brighton Hove Albion. Brighton have been superb, and I think Veltman's had a very good season. I know he's played centre back a bit as well. No, Estupinian's played a little bit at right back as well, but Veltman's had a good season. He's been consistent for Brighton, and I'll be honest, I was struggling for nominees at right back. It was really difficult. There was a clear top 2, and I needed a third player to kind of come in there that's kind of flying under the radar a little bit. Then got Kieran Trippier of Newcastle. He has had a superb season, worn the captain's armband most weeks for Newcastle, and yeah, really is a fan's favourite, as the card says there. You know, countless assists, scored some wonderful free kicks as well. I think back to that one against Manchester City earlier in the season. You know, been very solid, and again, Newcastle haven't conceded many goals, and he's been a big part of that. So I think that deserves a shout out, really. He's been unbelievable to say the least, really. Is he going to go in though? I'm not sure. And then we have got the centre-back, turn right-back, Ben White for Arsenal. Said between him and Trippier, really the top two in this battle. And Ben White popped up with a couple of crucial goals recently. Really, who thought he could play right-back at the start of the season? When I saw that team sheet against Crystal Palace, I was like, wow, okay. Wasn't expecting that. I was expecting Tommy Asu maybe to slot in at right-back for Arsenal. But, Ben White's been outstanding. And, the way he links up with Saka on that right-hand side, it's just a joy to watch. And I think for that reason, maybe his Arsenal bias shining through again. Ben White goes in and takes the right back slot in this team right there. There we go. So unfortunately, Veltman and Kieran Trippier miss out. We're then going to look at left back, and we've got 3 nominees here. Dan Burn for Newcastle has been brilliant out on that left-hand side. He really, really has. He has been absolutely superb for Newcastle. Obviously, centre-back by trade, but not getting a look in there with Botman and Fabian Schär. So he's made that left-back spot his own at Newcastle, and he's been very good, very tricky opponent to play against Dan Burn. We've then got Nathan Ake of Manchester City, who has had a superb season. I remember he marked Saka out the game against Arsenal on a couple of occasions now. He's been really good. Again, flying under the radar. Probably not a traditional left-back. Probably, played a lot of his career at centre-half for Bournemouth and probably Chelsea's youth teams when he was there as well. But he's had a very good season. And, I think he's been really key to the way that Pep Guardiola's transitioned his team into playing those kind of more defensive-minded centre-halves, if you like. And then, of course, as well, we've got Alexander Zinchenko, been a revelation since he signed for Arsenal. And again, a real fan's favourite. Zinchenko works so hard down that left-hand side, tucks in as that auxiliary midfielder as well, allowing Xhaka to bomb forward. I love Zinchenko, I really do. He's been huge in, how we transform the way we play this season. So it's difficult. There's 3 very solid left-backs there. But I'm going to go for Nathan Ake. Ake going in at left-back. So there we go. Our team is taking shape right there. And then we're going to move on to centre-back. And we have got 6 nominees at centre-half. And we start with Sven Botman of Newcastle. Again, I speak about the Newcastle defence, and they've been superb this season. They really have. Botman has had a great season alongside Fabian Schär, who doesn't quite make the shortlist, but deserves a shout-out, as he's been very good too. But yeah, Sven Botman there for Newcastle. Then got Lewis Dunk of Brighton. So our second Brighton nominee in this video. And again, Lewis Dunk, Brighton captain, superb season there. Obviously been with Brighton since he was knee-high. He's just been absolutely superb this season. I thought he was one of those players that maybe would have been left behind as Brighton as a team progressed, but he's just upped his level every time, and he's had a superb season marshalling that Brighton defence. Not always been particularly watertight, but he's popped up some crucial goals as well, and Brighton, that defence is a part of why Brighton are so high up the table at the moment. Then got Manuel Akanji. What a signing he was. Did I think he was going to play often this season for City? No, but he seems to be Pep Guardiola's go-to centre-half at the moment. He's been absolutely superb as a Swiss international since signing from Borussia Dortmund. And, he is just utterly brilliant. He's just so hard to play against. He plays well with the ball. He's been fantastic. We've also got Man City's John Stones right there. Stones has been absolutely brilliant for City. He's playing as a right back more often than not now. Certainly in the league, he's been brilliant going forward, slotting into midfield. He's been superb. He's a very, very good centre half, and there's a reason why Pep Guardiola's kept hold of him for so long and spent the big bucks on him in the first place. Then we've got the Arsenal pair coming up now of Gabriel Magalhaes. I think he's been one of Arsenal's unsung heroes of the season. I love Gabriel. He's a brilliant defender. And I'm still amazed he didn't make that World Cup squad for Brazil or be called up to their national team recently. He's a superb defender. And I think it's going to be very difficult for someone else to play that left centre-half position in this team. And you've got William Saliba. What a young player Saliba is. The record with him in the team for Arsenal has been absolutely outstanding. His pace is something else. It really is, Big Willow. His pace has just been superb at the back of that Arsenal defence. And, him and Gabriel formed a superb partnership. So it's really difficult to decide if to stick him in that team. It's tough, but I think I'm going to go for John Stones at right centre-half. It's tough between him and Akanji. Do you know what? I'm going to go Akanji. Akanji's going to go in. Akanji's going in at right centre-half. and we're going to put Gabriel Magalhaes in at left centre half. It's difficult. Saliba could have gone in as well there alongside Gabriel Magalhaes, but I think that's probably the fairest way to do it. Those two teams at the top of the league have just been superb. They really have. But there we go. That's our centre back position sorted. Midfield, playing midfield 3. This is going to be tough. So tough. And we start with a golden baller card in Bruno Guimaraes. He's been unbelievable for Newcastle. When he's not been in the team, the difference has been notable. The Brazilian, real fans' favourite on Tyneside as well. Just an all-round superb footballer. And he breaks up play, gets forward, scores goals. He's a good player. Very, very good is Bruno Guimaraes. We then got Miguel Almiron, magic boots card there for Almiron. And again, he's had a superb season. The signed, of course, under, I think it was Rafa Benitez from, I think, Atlanta in, Atlanta United or Atlanta in Major League Soccer. I can't remember their name. But yeah, Major League Soccer team. He's been superb. Best goal scoring season in his professional career for Newcastle. He's been superb. Kevin De Bruyne, he's hit 100 Premier League assists in his career this season. Not, of course, in this season, but, he's hit the landmark in this season. He hasn't made 100 assists. That would be insane if he had. But yeah, Kevin De Bruyne, assist king there for Man City. He could take a real shout at getting in this team. Now Belgium captain, I believe, as well. He's just been absolutely outstanding as De Bruyne. Forming nice partnerships with Grealish in particular and Erling Haaland as well. Been superb. Then got Casemiro, been a great signing for Manchester United. Casemiro blotted his copybook a little bit though. I think he's missed about 5 games now through suspensions though. But again, the difference with that United team is marked when Casemiro has played. He's been absolutely outstanding. Then we've got Rodri of Man City. I hate watching him because he's a horrible player to play against, and he talks a load of waffle off the pitch. But he's been superb for City on the pitch this season. There's no doubting that, and it's for that reason Rodri goes straight into the team. He really does. He's been absolutely outstanding. Then got Alexis McAllister there of Brighton, the World Cup winner. Him in that midfield alongside Moises Caicedo has been absolutely brilliant. His goal scoring ability, Alexis McAllister, should not be overlooked. His all-round game is brilliant. And you know what? He comes across as a very nice person as well. Does Alexis McAllister. And again, it's going to be very difficult to decide whether to put him in the team or not, I think. We then got Moises Caicedo there for Brighton as well. The Colombia international has been absolutely brilliant. Of course, had that bit of a wobble in January when he was looking to force a move, but he's been superb. Such a gifted footballer, so good at breaking up play, winning the ball and distributing it. It's very talented for a young player, and Brighton are going to get a lot of money for him if they decide to cash in the summer, because he's outstanding. He's a superb talent, he really is. Then got Granit Xhaka of Arsenal. His best season in an Arsenal shirt by far. Nice goal scoring he's added to his game as well, and really plays well on that left 8 position, linking up with the strikers and the wingers. He's been brilliant as Xhaka. We then got Martin Odegaard, Arsenal captain, and again I think Odegaard's within a shout for Player of the Year. Never mind Team of the Year. He goes straight into this team for me. Martin Odegaard. He's been absolutely outstanding. I think Martin Odegaard has had an outstanding season. Reached double figures for goals. Few assists as well. His leadership skills have been brilliant for Arsenal. He's just a joy to watch. He really is. He's technically very, very gifted, and we're very lucky to have him in the Premier League, and at Arsenal we really are. So he's going in. So who do I put in alongside those two? And this might seem controversial, but I'm going for Alexis McAllister. I think he's been absolutely outstanding for Brighton. McAllister is going in. I wanted to have a Brighton player in that team. I think they've had a brilliant season, Brighton, and I think McAllister deserves to go in to break up that Arsenal and City dominance. 3 City players at the moment, 4 Arsenal players, and a Brighton make up this team. So this 4-3-3 is taking shape nicely. We're going to go straight over to that right wing position, and our nominees are Phil Foden of Manchester City, who again's had a pretty good season all in all. At goal scoring, coming up with more and more goals. Links up well with Erling Haaland through the middle. He's been brilliant, has Phil Foden. He really has. Obviously spells out the team as well. But when he's come back in, he's always hit the ground running. He's been brilliant. Got Solly March for Brighton. He's had a superb season, Solly March. Added more goals to his game. he's, I think he's scored only maybe 1 or 2 Premier League goals a season for the last 4 or 5 years that Brighton have been in the division, but his goal scoring's gone up a notch. He's nearly into double figures, and he's just worked so hard. And I think an England call-up can't be far away. He is a very, very good footballer. And again, Brighton have, kept hold of him, nurtured him, developed him, and they're really bearing the fruits of that now. And then the final nominee on the right wing is, of course, Arsenal's Bukayo Saka. Superb talent. The bottle he has to take penalties at his age, the way he takes them, the way he beats a man, that goal he scored against Manchester United at the Emirates. Oh, he is just superb. He is such a gifted footballer. He's just such a likeable guy as well. And that shouldn't come into it, but he's such a good player, and it's been a privilege watching him this season, and that's why he goes in as my right winger. 100% Bukayo Saka goes in as my right winger. There was no doubting that at all. No doubting that, I think. And then we can move on to left wing. We've got 4 nominees on the left. And we start with Marcus Rashford, 14 Premier League goals, a couple of assists as well. Probably his best goal scoring season for Manchester United in total, if you include cup competitions, and really the league alike since the World Cup. Shame he's been injured recently, but yeah, very good season for Marcus Rashford for Manchester United. And he's just a very good player at the moment, really very good. And again, I saw him score a nice goal at the Emirates earlier this season. Good player is Marcus Rashford, he really is. Then got Jack Grealish, who has formed that formidable partnership with Erling Haaland. Grealish made that left wing position his own. He's really knuckled down this season. He knows how Pep Guardiola wants him to play. And he is, a goal he scored against Liverpool at the Etihad a few weeks ago was brilliant. His work rate, some of the work he does back to win the ball back, has been brilliant. And again, still one of the most foul players in the division. He's just so tricky to get the ball off of. So Grealish had a very good season. Goal machine he is, Gabriel Martinelli, 14 Premier League goals. Same number as Marcus Rashford. Superb season for the Brazilian. His pace, like Rashford's quick, Martinelli's quick, and Martinelli can finish. His finishing is brilliant, Gabby Martinelli. No penalties either in any of his goals. Not sure about Rashford, but yeah, Martinelli, what a season he's had. And yeah, he's been superb for Arsenal. My favourite player. It's going to be difficult to leave him out of this. It really is. I'm not sure. I'm undecided as to if he goes in or not at the moment. And then the final player here, and again, one of my favourite players in the league outside of Arsenal, Kaoru Mitoma, the Japan international. He's just a rocket ship of a player. He's just superb. He can pass, he can shoot, he can dribble. Some of the goals he scores, no player should be scoring some of those goals. And he has just gone under the radar a little bit. I think in recent weeks, people have, kind of see that he's performing well. But I think all season he's been brilliant. And I've said all along, I really like Mitoma. So he's been utterly brilliant for Brighton. And he deserves to be nominated for this team because he's been outstanding. I say that. It's tricky. I think all 4 could go in on their own merit, but I'm going to go with Marcus Rashford. I think Rashford just about deserves to go into that team. So there we go. Rashford is in, and that means we've got 4 teams represented in this video now in the team. Arsenal, City, Brighton and United. And we move on to our final position, our striker. And we've got 4 nominees here. We've got Ivan Toney of Brentford, scored many goals for Brentford this season, had a brilliant season. Brentford's talisman, they look a little bit lost when he's not on the pitch. And he has had a superb season and got himself back into the England contention again as well in the last squad. So that is great to see. Harry Kane, the Tottenham man, the golden baller here. Any normal season, he'd be on to win the Golden Boot. He really would. He's having Tottenham faltering a little bit, but Harry Kane always seems to come up with the goals for Spurs. And he's had a superb season for Spurs in the Premier League. Going to close in on that Alan Shearer goal scoring record as well. He has been utterly brilliant, has Harry Kane this season. Pains me to say it, but he has. He's been very good for Tottenham once again, very consistent. And got Ollie Watkins, who I think since the World Cup, only Erling Haaland has scored more Premier League goals than Ollie Watkins, and he's really a man revitalised under Unai Emery. I think he broke Aston Villa's goal scoring record for goals scored in consecutive away games as well. So, Ollie Watkins has been utterly brilliant for Aston Villa. Can't say more than that. But I think we all know who's going into the team. It's going to be this man, Erling Haaland, the goal machine himself, Erling Braut Haaland, goal machine for Man City. He has had a incredible season. He's going to score more than 50 goals. At the time of filming, I think he's on 46 or 47. Yeah, he's been utterly superb for Man City this season, and he's not human. He's just incredible, the goals he scores. No one in the right mind should possess the power, pace, and finishing ability at his young age. But he's been absolutely brilliant for Man City, and he deserves a place in this team. He's going to break the Premier League goal scoring record for goals in the season. He's already tied it with Salah for in the 38-game season, and he's only 2 goals off the record for a 42-game season set by Shearer and Andy Cole. So here we go. Erling Haaland completes the team as our striker. And there we go, guys. We have our Premier League team of the season right there. Aaron Ramsdale in goal, Ben White at right back, Akanji right centre half, Gabriel Magalhaes at left centre half, Nathan Ake at left back, Martin Odegaard, Rodri and Alexis McAllister make up the midfield. And we've got Bukayo Saka, Erling Braut Haaland and Marcus Rashford as the front three. And let me know in the comments, what do you think? Do you think that's a good Premier League team of the season? Do you think it's the right one? Do you think that's, that will be what the PFA come up with as their team of the season? I think it is a PFA team of the season normally. And obviously, Premier League will probably do their own team of the season as well. But there we go. That is my team of the season. Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you think I've missed someone out. Let me know if you think any of the nominees deserve to be in there. I'm sure there's probably Newcastle fans that think Trippier or Botman or Nick Pope or Guimaraes deserve to be in. I'm sure there's some Brighton fans that think there should be a few more Brighton players in there too. And there's probably fans at clubs that think I've missed out players entirely. So let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. But smash the like button if you enjoyed this video. Comment down below. And of course, subscribe to the Football Collectibles channel if you're new. But until then, guys, see you on some future openings. It's goodbye.